What if everything we have been told about our past is wrong? Well, we are taught a simple story. Humans started as simple hunters. They gathered in small tribes. Slowly they learned to farm. Cities grew from these farms. Then came writing, then mathematics, then great buildings. This is the story of a steady, slow climb, a story of progress, from primitive to modern. But what if this story is missing a huge chapter? What if a great civilization existed long before our own? This is not just a fantasy. There is evidence etched in stone all across our planet. This evidence whispers of a forgotten time. We are going on a journey together. This journey will take us to ancient places. It will show us things that should not exist. We will look at giant structures. We will examine impossible artifacts. We will balance what can be proven with what remains a deep mystery. The stakes are incredibly high. We might be rewriting the very origins of humanity. Or we might simply be finding a place for these strange and wonderful anomalies within our current understanding of history. The answers are not simple, but the questions are too important to ignore. We must ask them. We must look at the evidence with open eyes. If you wish to dive deeper, find the link to my book in the description. And for more explorations into our forgotten past, remember to subscribe to Behind to Taste. Across the globe, we find ancient myths and legends. These stories are often dismissed as simple folklore, imaginative tales of early peoples trying to explain their world. But what if they are more than that? Dim, distorted memories of real events and real people? Many cultures, separated by vast oceans and thousands of years, tell a strikingly similar story. A golden age. A time when wise beings, sometimes called gods or culture bringers, walked among humans, gifting agriculture, law, science, astronomy. These stories often end in tragedy. A great global catastrophe, a massive flood, a fire from the sky, a time when the sun disappeared. It destroyed the Golden Age, wiping out an advanced civilization of the gods. Only a few survivors remain to teach the terrified remnants. From Australia to the Americas, from India to Iceland, this narrative repeats with haunting similarity. Could these be eyewitness accounts of a real cataclysm that ended a previous cycle of human history? The Great Pyramid of Giza is an icon of the ancient world. It stands on the desert plateau, a man-made mountain of stone. Mainstream says, a tomb for Khufu, around 2550 BC, constructed in about 20 years. Built with simple copper tools and immense manpower. An estimated 2.3 million blocks, some up to 80 tons. To finish in 20 years, a block every 5 minutes, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. With no iron tools, no wheels, and no pulleys, according to the official narrative. Aligned to true north within a few arc minutes. The base, almost perfectly level. How was such precision achieved with simple tools? Inside, the walls are bare, completely unlike other Egyptian tombs covered in elaborate texts and paintings. A crude cartouche above the king's chamber, its authenticity questioned, perhaps a forgery for fame and funding. The Great Pyramid feels different, like a machine, anonymous and ancient. Could it be much older? A remnant of an earlier advanced civilization? Geologists like Dr. Robert Schoch point to heavy water erosion on the Sphinx, implying significant rainfall, pushing origins back into the last ice age. Perhaps the pharaohs did not build them. Perhaps they found, repaired, and claimed these magnificent structures as their own. In the highlands of Bolivia, near Lake Titicaca, lies a site that shatters our understanding of ancient technology. It is called Puma Punku. Up close, granite and diorite, among the hardest rocks on Earth, cut with breathtaking precision. Perfect lines, right angles, smooth, almost polished planes. Not rough, hand-hewn blocks, they look machined. H-blocks, complex, interlocking, standardized components with grooves and perfectly uniform drill holes. Modern engineers say to replicate this today you'd need diamond-tipped power tools and computer-aided design. Mainstream explanation. Stone hammers, sand, and water, an immense effort yielding imperfect results. But Pumapunku is exact. It suggests a mastery of stoneworking we can barely comprehend. Mainstream dates it to around 500 AD, yet the site looks violently destroyed by flood or earthquake, tossing multi-ton blocks like toys. Local legends say it was built in a single night by giants, or by the gods, long before the Inca. Perhaps like Giza, it is a relic of a much older, sophisticated chapter that ended so violently that almost all evidence was lost. The idea of giants is usually myth, but for centuries, reports of enormous human skeletons surfaced around the world. U.S. newspapers once reported finds, 7, 8, even 9 feet tall, sometimes with copper armor and advanced tools. Many likely sensationalized, but the number and consistency intrigue. Descriptions include double rows of teeth and other anomalies. Accounts mention the Smithsonian collecting bones, fueling cover-up accusations. Officials say no such skeletons exist, citing misidentified mastodon bones and hoaxes. Some individuals grow very tall due to gigantism. A whole race of giants is called pseudoscience. No verifiable physical evidence. Yet legends persist. The Nephilim in Genesis, Native American accounts of red-haired giants. Perhaps we should not be so quick to dismiss these tales. It is a strange thread in the tapestry of history. If an advanced civilization existed in the distant past, who is to say what they were like? Could they have been different from us, physically? Another anomaly that doesn't quite fit the standard story. For decades, archaeologists believed monumental architecture followed agriculture. Surplus, specialists, villages, cities, then great temples. Then Göbekli Tepe turned the timeline on its head. Vast circles of massive T-pillars. Some stand over 18 feet, weighing up to 10 tons. Radiocarbon dates to around 9600 BC, astonishingly older than Stonehenge and the Great Pyramid. Built when humans were supposedly simple hunter-gatherers, without metal tools or pottery, yet pillars bear exquisite animal reliefs. Foxes, lions, snakes, scorpions, vultures. It required planning, organization, a shared symbolic system, and hundreds working together over time. Göbekli Tepe suggests the story was backward. The drive to build the Great Temple may have spurred agriculture to feed the builders. A 2017 study argued the carvings map constellations and date a comet impact near 10,150 BC, the Younger Dryas impact, triggering sudden climate change. The world plunged back into Ice Age conditions, then warmed abruptly. Could Göbekli Tepe be a memorial built by survivors? It is important to approach this subject with fairness. Mainstream prehistory rests on painstaking work. Countless sites, millions of artifacts, pottery, stone tools, bones, settlements, telling a gradual story. Civilization arises via diffusion and independent invention. Mesopotamia, Egypt, Indus, ideas spread or emerge separately. For pyramids, leverage and manpower. For Pumapunku, patience and skill. For Göbekli Tepe, revised dates and complex hunter-gatherers, seen as local, not global. Plausible, yet sometimes it feels like forcing square pegs into round holes, dismissing global flood myths and engineering puzzles. We are asked to believe multiple isolated cultures developed nearly identical architectural and astronomical knowledge. What if the story is not slow, steady progress, but cycles? Rise, fall, recovery. Think about that. Let us travel back to the end of the last ice age. Around 12,800 years ago, the world was very different. Ice covered much of North America and Europe. Sea levels were up to 400 feet lower, vast habitable lands now drowned. Then, something happened. The Younger Dryas plunged Earth back toward glacial cold for 200 years, then warming resumed with a vengeance. Ice sheets collapsed, seas rose in terrifying deluges, meltwater pulses swallowing coastal plains worldwide. This is accepted geological fact, etched in ice cores, ocean sediments, and scarred landscapes. If an advanced Ice Age civilization existed, it clustered on fertile coasts, and rising seas erased it, leaving only high outposts. Giza's plateau, the high Andes. Survivors' works would be seen as the labor of gods or giants. The cataclysm remembered as a great flood. Perhaps the evidence is not missing. It is underwater. One of the most compelling and controversial pieces of evidence is a map. The Piri Reis, drawn in 1513 by a Turkish admiral. It appears to show Antarctica, officially undiscovered until 1820, and as if free of ice, corresponding to subglacial topography revealed by modern echo sounding. Piri Reis wrote he compiled older source maps, some from the time of Alexander the Great and earlier. Other maps also depict a southern continent. Critics say it's imagined Terra Australis, pointing to inaccuracies and coincidence. Yet river-like lines and mountain ranges mirror features beneath the ice, details not easily dismissed. Perhaps these maps show the world before the cataclysm, before ice caps fully formed, preserved by a lost seafaring science. We have journeyed across the globe and back through time. The precision of the pyramids, the machine-like stones of Pumapunku, whispers of giants, the staggering age of Göbekli Tepe. Mainstream explanations exist but can feel incomplete. The evidence is not definitive proof. It paints a powerful outline. Put together, a picture emerges of cycles. Our civilization may not be the first. Another, in the Ice Age, rose with science, engineering, and sky lore, then was shattered between 12,800 and 11,600 years ago. Survivors sparked the rise of the civilizations we know. It is a radical idea, humbling, suggesting we are a species with amnesia. The mystery remains, written in stone and echoed in myth. Are we the first chapter, or just the latest? For a deeper investigation, find my book in the description and subscribe to Behind to Taste to continue this journey.